Good morning. Welcome back to my channel. Today we'll discuss regarding the permanent adjustment of leveling instrument. Before going to the permanent adjustment of a leveling instrument, one should know what is the temporary adjustment of a leveling instrument. So temporary adjustment involves in every surveying done with the leveling instrument, that is fixing up the instrument on the tripod stand, making the bubble tube center, and focusing the eyepiece and object glass to remove the parallel axis error. Like that you can do the temporary adjustments. Coming to the permanent adjustments of a level, it is nothing but a calibration. It is nothing but a calibration. Next, objectives of permanent adjustment of a level is, the main objective of permanent adjustment of a level is to establish the fixed relationships between its fundamental lines. So in the next slide, we'll see what is the fundamental axis of a leveling instrument. So these are the four fundamental axis of a leveling instrument are: one is the axis of bubble tube, next the line of collimation, the axis of telescope, and vertical axis. These are the four fundamental axes of leveling instrument. Next, coming to desired relationships are, the line of collimation should be parallel to the axis of bubble tube. Next, the line of collimation and axis of telescope should coincide with each other, and the bubble tube axis should be perpendicular to the vertical axis. These are the three important relationships you can see. Next, when we need to go the permanent adjustment. If any fundamental relationship is found to disturbed in a dumpy level, the crosshair, the level tube are adjusted so that the fundamental relations get satisfied. Now while doing the adjustment, you have to consider the vertical line, the vertical axis is remained fixed in direction because it depends upon the direction of gravity. Now, when these fundamental relationship gets disturbed is, suppose if you are going to travel to a site from your office, which may be around 10 kilometers for example, so you will be traveling by vehicle in some kacha road, pakka road, like that. So when the vehicle is moving, due to the vibrations created, those vibrations also we create in the instrument, and due to wear and tear action of the usage of the instrument, this may occur. Because of that one, some minor disturbances will be happened in the instrument such that it leads to get calibrated. So in the next slide, what are the stages involved in permanent adjustment means there are two stages. One is to determine the error, and next one is to adjust the errors if any occurred in the testing. Okay, next, these are the two things to be checked while considering the relationships. One is whether the axis of bubble tube is perpendicular to the vertical axis or not. Next, the line of sight is parallel to the axis of bubble tube or not, we have to check. So we'll see one by one. First, axis of level tube is perpendicular to the vertical axis. Further, the test should be done is, after making all temporary adjustments like that, you turn the telescope through 180 degrees about its vertical axis. And if the bubble remains center, then you can say that the axis of bubble tube is perpendicular to vertical axis. On the other hand, if the displacement of bubble from the center is occurred, then the tube is not in adjustment. For that, you are supposed to go for the adjustment. Now, how you are going to do the adjustment is, with the help of capstan screw, One end of the level tube is raised or lowered as needed so that the bubble is halfway back to the center position. Means don't directly make the bubble to bring it directly to the center by using only capstan screw alone. Out of the total displacement, half displacement should be covered with capstan screw and the remaining half should be performed by moving the leveling screws, by adjusting the foot screws. Okay, and again rotate the telescope through 180 degrees. If it is adjusted, it is well and good. If not, repeat the steps for getting adjusted perfectly. Now where this capstan screw will be there? Now on a telescope you will be having a bubble tube which is one end fixed and other end is pivoted on this capstan screw such that you can raise in a vertical direction upwards or downwards the bubble tube by adjusting the capstan screw. So this is the first adjustment to be done. Coming to the second one, you have to see the line of sight is parallel to the axis of bubble tube or not. For that, the test to be conducted is, it involves in two stages again. In the first stage, you select two peg points, say approximately which are equals to 60 to 90 meters away from each other on a fairly level ground, on a fairly level ground. Now keep the instrument midway between the pegs A and B. First step, you can see the arrow mark here, pink color arrow mark. In the first stage, I am keeping the instrument between A and B. And take the staff readings on pegs A and B. Let I consider the readings are A and B respectively, small a, small b respectively. Now here I consider the true difference in elevation between the staff readings A and B, B equals to H. Now why I am calling this as a true difference means because I have fixed the instrument midway between A and B, means from instrument to peg A and instrument to peg B it is having of equidistance, means you can expect that there will be no line of collimation error. Next, in the second stage of testing, now the instrument is set up in the line joining the pegs near to one peg. Let I consider near to peg A, I am consider fixing the instrument, and peg B is far away to the instrument. Let the distance between the peg A and B is capital D, and second stage instrument fix up to small capital A is D1, and instrument station to far end peg B is D2. Again same repeat, I will repeat the readings on A peg and B. Let the readings obtained here are C and D. Now here the apparent difference in elevation between these are, I consider this as H dash. Why I am calling apparent difference? Because instrument is fixed at one peg to nearer and another as far. Because of that one, at far end there may be a chances of getting the collimation error. Now, how to check whether the adjustment is required or not? So for that, now if H dash apparent difference is found to be equal to H true difference, then you can say that the line of sight is parallel to the axis of bubble tube. If not, H being greater than H dash and H being less than H dash, then you need to require a adjustment of the bubble tube. Now, this is the adjustment procedure of a bubble tube. That is, first you have to calculate the amount of error associated. How you are supposed to calculate error? Error equals to true difference minus apparent difference. Now, this error occurs at a distance in between the D. What is D? D2 minus D1. Now, assuming the error as positive, if I assume the error as positive, the correction should be negative. And here, because of the assumption is positive, the line of sight is inclined upwards. In what distance? D2, instrument to far end, because error is going to occur in far end reading only. Suppose if I consider error as negative, then the line of sight is inclined downwards and the correction will be positive. Okay, and this is the formula. You can see E2 equals to E, the amount of error, into what distance? Overall distance is D2, and what is the actual distance between two peg? D. So what is E? You have already know, that is true difference minus apparent difference. So by substituting here, what is the amount of error you obtained at the far end, you can calculate. Now after obtaining the error in the far end, now calculate the correct staff reading at the far end. The correct staff reading, let I consider as DA dash, which is equals to actual staff reading taken before error calculation minus E2. Why I am calculating minus here is because I have taken the error as positive. What should be the correction? Negative. So based upon that one, I got D dash. Now here you listen clearly. After obtaining the D dash, you have to adjust your crosshair, horizontal crosshair, to link with, to coincide with D dash staff reading. For that, at your eyepiece, just before eyepiece, you will be having a diaphragm glass. On the diaphragm glass, you will be having a top and bottom capstan screw. Top and bottom capstan screw. For that, suppose if your actual crosshair reading is above the staff reading D dash, if the crosshair is lying above the staff reading D dash, then you have to make your crosshair to coincide with the D dash. For that, what you have to do? Lose the lower side capstan and upper side you have to tighten it. Upper side capstan is to be tightened, lower side capstan should be loosened. For that, you make the line of collimation crosshair to coincide with the D dash staff reading. And vice versa. For example, if the crosshair of the instrument is below the actual staff reading D dash, then you have to, what you have to do? Lose the upper capstan screw and go on tight the lower capstan screw till the crosshair coincides with the D dash staff reading. So by this way, you can adjust the instrument. Next, suppose if you want to check the adjustment, whether the adjustment has been done perfect or not, for that you again take the staff reading or you calculate the error at the near end. And one more thing is, at the near end, let it be C dash, the correct staff reading. So based upon that one, if I already taken value and already after adjustment obtained value you got as same, that is C dash equals to C, then our adjustment is perfect. If not, repeat the step 4 and 5 till it is getting satisfied. Now this method is nothing but known as two peg method. And with this, we have completed our permanent adjustment level. I hope everyone understood this one. If you like the video, please like, share, subscribe and comment. And one more thing I want to announce is, if you got any doubt regarding any of the subject or any of the topic, not only surveying, any other topics, you can post me in the comment box so that I will try to make the next video by using your comment as a content of my next video. Thank you.